JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news.
Alright, good morning ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Jamaica, we're appealing to the leaders of Brampton, Rock Peace community. Yes, I do a video of this post the other day, and I spoke about the rain. If the rain comes, or serious this can be, and I'm appealing to whoever is the leader of Brampton district, so therefore they can do something about this post. See there? As simple as the liquor rain is, see it? We not get no portion of rain, you know? See it there, as simple as the liquor rain what we get. See it there, it getting worse. It post laid down across the road now. It wasn't across the road the other day, you know? See it there, fully across the road now. You see it? Look at the post. Come on, man, people. Come on, man, let's live as one, man. Love each other, man.
Woman killed in suspected domestic dispute is Portland's third murder victim of 2024. A woman is suspected to have been killed due to a domestic dispute on Wednesday is Portland's third murder victim of the year. She is 46-year-old Merlin White, a labourer of Comfort Castle in the parish. The police are seeking White's baby father Richard Gray, otherwise called Otis, a firm of mail bank in Portland who they believe can assist with their investigations. It is suspected that the murder took place sometime between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Reports are that Donovan Gray, brother of Richard Gray, left for work around 8 a.m., leaving his brother at home. About 7 p.m. when he returned home, he noticed that the house was in darkness. He used his keys to open the front door, entered, and to turn on the lights. He then found White's lifeless body lying down between the kitchen and living room. His brother Richard was not seen at the house, the police report said. The police were summoned to the scene where they found White's body, with several stab wounds to the chest and abdomen, the report disclosed. It added that the living room, bathroom, and kitchen had blood, and it appeared that there was some form of struggle between White and the suspect. White was taken to the Port Antonio Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Her death pushes the parish's murder count to one more than the corresponding period last year. The police have launched an investigation into the murder. Man's body found with Chapons on Portland Beach. The Portland police earlier processed a crime scene at Innis Bay Beach, a long road in Portland, where the body of a man was discovered with multiple Chapons. The body, which has not yet been identified, was discovered shortly after 5 a.m. by a visitor to the beach. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, the body was observed to have multiple Chapons to the face and the neck. The body was in a pool of blood close to the beach complex. It is the second homicide recorded in the parish in 2 days. Gun and ammo seized in Green Pond. A prohibited gun and ammunition were seized during a special patrol and flag march carried out by a joint police military team in Green Pond, St. James on Thursday. Reports are that the police observed a group of men and approached them, but the men ran in different directions. A search was conducted, and one black and silver Taurus 9mm pistol and an extended magazine containing 7 cartridges were seized. No arrests were made in connection with the seizure. Meanwhile, over in Westmoreland, 2 homemade guns and a magazine of an AK-47 assault rifle were found as the police raided the premises of a wanted man at Crowder District in Grange Jail on Wednesday. Reports are that around 12:30 p.m., a police team, acting on information and armed with a search warrant, conducted a targeted raid at the premises of Havon Andersons, otherwise called Dando. Anderson, the police said, is wanted for wounding with intent and possession of a prohibited weapon. The suspect was not found. However, during an extensive search conducted behind his house, an AK-47 magazine containing 3 live 7.62 cartridges and 1 live 5.56 cartridge was found in a tree trunk. 2 makeshift guns were also found in bushes. The wanted man was not seen, and no one was arrested in connection with the seizure, the police said. Manchester policemen freed of murder. 2 policemen were charged with the 2012 murder of George Green inside a store in Christiana, Manchester, have been acquitted. Police Constable Evan Gallimore was found not guilty on Thursday by a 7-member jury following a trial which lasted close to 3 weeks in the Manchester Circuit Court. District Constable Kemar Sewell was freed on Tuesday after the presiding judge upheld a no-case submission from his attorney at law, Norman Godfrey. Investigators of the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, reported that the policeman responded to a call about a break-in at a supermarket on Main Street. Indicom investigators said footage from a closed-circuit television in the store showed Green being shot while hiding behind shelves. But on Thursday, the jury, after deliberating for 16 minutes, found Gallimore not guilty. Attorney at law Patrick Peterkin, who represented Gallimore, argued during the trial that his client acted in self-defense. Peterkin refuted the prosecution's evidence that the police had placed a machete on the scene. He also pointed out that the footage showed his client firing, but did not show who was firing at or what the person was doing. Police operations resulted in cigarette, gun seizures and arrests in St. Catherine. The St. Catherine North Police says a series of police military operations have reaped success with the capture of a wanted man, the seizure of an illegal gun and ammunition, and over 100 cartons of uncustomed cigarettes confiscated. On Wednesday, May 1, the security team conducted an operation in the Larston community where a man who is wanted for malicious destruction of property was arrested and handed over to the St. Catherine South Police as the offense was conducted there, a police report said. The joint police military operations continued on Thursday, May 2 in Marchbank, St. Catherine, where one illegal 9mm pistol loaded with 6 cartridges was seized. One man was arrested in connection with the find, and 3 other men were taken into custody during the operation, the police said. During a further search of the Marchbank community, over 100 cartons of cigarettes believed to be uncustomed were seized. The identities of the men who were arrested have not been ascertained. We use this opportunity to implore persons to cooperate with the joint military teams as they continue to conduct operations across the St. Catherine North Division. We aim to make the various communities safe for persons to live and so persons can go about their lawful business, the police said. Crown asked for a time extension in Hanover Chef's murder case. The St. James Parish Court on Thursday requested an extension of time in the case against a 34-year-old Hanover chef accused of the murder of Wesley Reed, who was gunned down in broad daylight on his way from court. Oren Anderson, otherwise called Proper, of Bamboo District in Hopewell, Hanover, is charged with murder, wounded with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. He is being represented by attorney at law, Tamika Spencer Anderson. When the case was called up for mention in the St. James Parish Court on Thursday, the clerk of the court disclosed that the file had not been completed as the postmortem report was not available. Furthermore, video footage had been previously requested, but it is not known whether one is available. The Crown then requested a 3-week extension to complete the file, citing the importance of the postmortem to both the prosecution and the defense cases. Spencer Anderson did not object to the extension, which was granted until June 7. The case was subsequently set for mention on June 9, and Anderson's bail was extended until that date. According to the allegations, on December 5, 2023, about 11:48 a.m., Reed was walking along the road with a female relative. They were reportedly approached by an armed man who opened gunfire, hitting them. The police were summoned, and the injured individuals were taken to hospital, where Reed was pronounced dead and the woman treated. Intense investigations led to Anderson turning himself in alongside his attorney on January 31. When the incident occurred, Reed was out on bail facing charges of 3 counts of murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. The charges are in connection with the deaths of 38-year-old Conroy Lawrence, otherwise called Beanie, a warehouse attendant, 38-year-old Chevon Gordon, otherwise called King Kong, and Kong Terry, a Tyler, and 56-year-old Carl Lassie Morris, otherwise called Shutter, a taxi operator, all of Roehampton, St. James. Residents want justice for a senior citizen killed in St. Anne. The bleak weather added to the thick cloud of grief that hung over the community of Bamboo, St. Anne on Thursday, as residents struggled to understand why an elderly woman Minnesota's community matriarch was tied up and her house set ablaze. 80-year-old Sylvia Misponsi Barrett, a farm and vendor from Spring Garden, was found dead at her home Wednesday evening. According to the police, one of her relatives saw fire coming from a section of the dwelling and raised an alarm. The fire brigade was alerted. Police said Barrett's relatives and neighbors worked to extinguish the blaze before firefighters arrived to perform cooling down operations. Barrett's partially nude body was found in the rubble. Her hands and feet were bound and appeared to have small burn marks. Her neighbors are outraged. This is slackness. This rust and slackness is a matter of fact. Oh, you're going to murder an 8-year-old woman. What can she do to hurt you? This is horrible and disgraceful. How can you treat a human being like that? said a woman who identified herself as Evelyn. Bright would have celebrated her 81st birthday in July. Our elders don't get celebrated enough for how them build a community. And I was thinking we need to start. And the first person that come to my mind was Miss Punce, said one man who asked not to be identified by name. She was a nice lady, may I tell you. To hear this news, it's really awful. It shows we have to celebrate people while them they're here. Kennedy, another resident, is hoping the police investigation that is now underway will lead to swift apprehension of the killer. May I beg the police to find anybody who do this and bring them to justice. Them can't get away with this. Trust me, this is unheard of. This cannot and must not go unpunished. May I beg the new commissioner, sir, please put this one on the radar. Send all your troops to this one. Sir, may I beg you, the whole bamboo begging you, he pleaded. Ex-mistress wanted to rekindle a affair to pay her rent. Amar Collymore on Thursday refuted the reports of his ex-mistress, claiming it was he who ended their 3-year love affair 2 months before his wife was murdered, but that the woman kept begging him to rekindle the romance because she could not afford her rent. The 41-year-old man, who is accused of plotting his wife's murder for her insurance money, also denied telling the woman, who is a gym trainer, that he was leaving his wife and that they would be together soon. Collymore also denied calling the woman 7 times on the day of his wife's shooting, claiming they both called each other, and that the woman was trying to convince him to resume the relationship, but that he insisted that he had moved on and was focusing on his relationship with his wife. The ex-mistress had testified early in the trial that she met Collymore to gym and started a relationship about a week later, but that at the time, she did not know he was married. The woman, who started an ice cream business with Collymore, in which he claimed he invested $3 million, told the court that they broke up in October 2017 after Collymore sent her a text asking her if she would be happy if he left her alone, and she answered in the affirmative. About 2 months later, on January 2, Collymore's wife, Simone Campbell Collymore, was shot and killed outside the couple's apartment complex, along with taxi driver Winston Walters. Both were shot multiple times while in a taxi at the gate by 2 men on motorcycles. The ex-mistress, during her testimony, said Collymore told her a day before the shooting that he was leaving his wife and that they would be together soon. She further testified that Collymore called her 7 times, trying to persuade her to rekindle their affair, and that the last call was placed less than an hour before his wife was killed. The witness said her ex-lover's desire was for him to wake up beside her in the mornings. The woman said following the breakup, he started to ask her to refund the money, get invested in the ice cream business, but she told him that would not be possible. She also testified that Collymore visited her at her apartment with his son and a bottle of wine on the evening of December 31 and stayed there until 1 a.m. During that time, she said he was still trying to persuade her to stay in the relationship. It was then that he told her that he was getting a divorce and would be available soon, she testified. But Collymore, under cross-examination from prosecutor Andrew Martin Swaby, insisted that it was the woman who was pursuing him after he ended the relationship. He said she wanted to travel with him overseas, and because he refused, she got upset. When asked if he wasn't the one who had called her after they broke up, Collymore said it was his ex-mistress who called him in distress. Martin Swaby then asked him about the New Year's Eve visit, and he admitted that he had visited her with his son, but that he did not bring any wine. Someone who's trying to break up with his sweetheart is going to ring in the New Year's Eve with his sweetheart? She asked. Collymore answered she was begging me to rekindle because she didn't know how she could pay for the apartment, but I told her I have to work on what I'm working on, which is my wife, he said. The woman had admitted that Collymore had paid her rent. Collymore has been tried for the double murder in the Home Circuit Court, along with Michael Adams, Dwayne Pink, and Shaquille Edwards. They are each charged with 2 counts of murder and conspiracy to murder. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.